That's definitely not a lot of money. So I went from my best year in 2021 to my worst year in 2022. Guys, I was doing it all wrong. In fact, I look at other Etsy sellers right now and they're doing the same thing I was doing. And I had about 25 listings for the pot holders. And I also had the matching 25 oven mitts at the time. How much do I make on Etsy? What do I sell on Etsy? Can you make a full-time income on Etsy? And what kind of products do you sell on Etsy? And those are the type of questions that I get a lot. So I've been selling on Etsy for exactly 5 years as of last month. I started in January 2018. Learned a lot in those 5 years, to be honest. And today I'm just going to share my stats on like per year, how much I made, what I was selling, how many listings I had, did I do any advertising, stuff like that. So let's dive in. So here I did a custom range of 2018 when I started selling until 2022. And you'll see here that I have a revenue of $31,905.85. This is after transaction fees, shipping fees, listing fees. So that's the revenue after all my expenses. Oh, and also including ads too. So that's the total revenue I made in the 5 years that I was on Etsy. $35,000, that's definitely not a lot of money, but I think it's comparable to other Etsy sellers who have made the same mistakes as I have. So at the end of the video, I'm going to go over the mistakes I made on my listings that pretty much probably cost me 3 times the sales easily over those 5 years. So hopefully I can help you guys avoid those mistakes. So I'll go over those at the end of the video. And right now, let's go over my stats per year and what I was selling. Okay, so this is 2018, my very first year on Etsy, and you're going to see a negative 180 right here. I listed 9 mugs to begin with in January, and it's 20 cents per listing, so that's why you see $1.80. I sold my first 2 mugs in February, so I made $51.40. I'm very excited about that. And I sold another mug here, $21.43, $23.08. And then I started selling personalized Christmas ornaments. So you're going to see I made a couple mug sales there, $40.43, but you'll see a negative $88.06. That's from listing new mugs and my Christmas ornaments. And you'll see in November, December, I started making pretty significant sales on these ornaments. These are personalized pet ornaments that I had basically really good success on when I first started selling them. I mean, this is all organic. And I also sold like pet photo mugs too. So I sold a lot of those for Christmas. Yeah, so that's what got me a lot of the sales towards November, December. And this was all organic. I wasn't advertising at this time. So in 2019, I started with modest sales, no more Christmas ornaments at this point. But in September 2019, you'll see my sales increased to $817, but I had a negative $640. That's because I started spending $25 on Etsy ads for the 4th quarter. Now Etsy, that sounds like a lot, but Etsy doesn't actually use the full $25. I think the most I spent was $15 in one day. But I also started listing new kitchen items like pot holders and oven mitts. And as you can see here, the Etsy ads, I think, helped with that because I had 2 best-selling products during November that carried me into December as well. And so I'll show you these 2 products that I was doing that sold a lot. It was these cat pot holders, which is kind of cute, and also the matching oven mitts. So I had the oven mitt for the pot holders as well. And these actually became bestsellers on Etsy. So that helped me out at the end of 2019, starting in November. So 2020 was a decent year for me. My 2 best-selling products, the cat pot holder and the cat oven mitt, were still selling in January after Christmas. So January, February were pretty decent with after Christmas sales. And I had about 25 listings for the pot holders, as you can see here. And I also had the matching 25 oven mitts at the time. And I also added kitchen towels and placemats, and of course, coasters. So I had like the complete set of kitchen items. The matching pot holders, matching oven mitts, matching placemats and coasters, the matching kitchen towels. So 2020 was pretty good. June and July are usually the slowest months for me every year, or at least it was for kitchen items. And then I had a pretty good Christmas this year, just selling those kitchen sets. I was advertising about $5 a day and was pretty much using all that $5 per day. So 2021 was actually my best year on Etsy. I still had those two products that were selling, those best-selling products, the cat pot holder and the cat oven mitt. So those were still selling this year, but I also added Christmas stockings, personalized Christmas stockings. And I started selling them in October 2021, but I actually only had one design, the cat print Christmas stocking. And so that's why in October I made $1,200 because I started selling them like mid-October, like crazy. And then November, that Christmas stocking also sold a lot in November 2021 and into the first week of December too. So I went from my best year in 2021 to my worst year in 2022. And right now the stats aren't being shown this year. I don't know why. But anyway, that linen fabric that I love to use for pretty much everything was totally unavailable to purchase starting in 2022. So I started making Christmas stocking sales in September, but I had to take down the listing for a little bit because I had run out of fabric. And I have a video on that actually about the fabric haul on my channel. I didn't get that fabric until November. So I was late on getting the fabric. And that cost me some sales. So one of the things that I would do differently are my product titles. Guys, I was doing it all wrong. In fact, I look at other Etsy sellers right now and they're doing the same thing I was doing. And it's just so bad because you could be making so much more money on Etsy if you were doing what I'm going to show you right now. Okay guys, let's use my cat placemat as an example. This is a bad title right here. Cute cat print linen placemat, large 12 inches by 15.75 inches, cat lover gift. That is a very bad title. So what you want to do immediately is get rid of these characters in your title because people aren't using those, as well as commas. So if you have commas in your title, people are not typing commas when they're doing a search on Etsy. So get rid of those characters. It's wasted space. So you generally want to start with what the item is first. When people do searches, they're searching for a general term like mug, placemat, t-shirt, whatever the item is, put that first in your title. And then you're going to be adding the adjectives that describe that actual, like in this case, placemat. So people are going to put in placemat, cat, that would be the next logical word after placemat, and then linen, what the product is, maybe they're looking for a linen placemat. So I would reword this for this particular example, placemat, cat, linen. You don't want to put any descriptions in the actual title like this where it says large 12 inches by 15.75 inches. No one's going to type in large 12 inches by 15.75 inches. That doesn't make sense. Now people do search for cat lover gift, which you see in my title, but that is such a broad term that my placemats would come up with like other products like mugs, t-shirts, maybe handbags. So it's a broad search term. So you always want to use whatever you're selling, in this case, a placemat, as your first word in your title. Okay, I wanted to show you what comes up with that gift for cat lover. You're going to see a bunch of other different products like t-shirts, sweatshirts, jewelry, even SVG files. So that's why it's such a broad term. So you want to start with placemat and then cat, which is most logical because it's a cat placemat, and then linen. So let's search that. and see, all you get for searches for results are placemats, cat placemats. Now I'm going to put in placemat after this, and you'll see why in a sec. And then I'll put for cat lover. So now you have placemat, cat, linen placemat, linen placemat for cat lover, and cat lover gift. So now you made it more easy for somebody to find you. You don't have any special characters in the title. You have basically 4 keywords in the title, like placemat, cat linen placemat, linen placemat for cat lover, and then cat lover gift. So how did I know to change the title like this? I actually follow another YouTuber who is an Etsy coach, and her name is Dylan Jarris. And I'll leave the link to her channel down below. I'm not affiliated with her in any way or shape or form. It's just someone that I follow on YouTube, and I thought it might be helpful for you guys too. Since I'm not really an Etsy coach, she probably can help you with a lot of Etsy questions that you may have. So the second thing I would do differently is social media. I didn't do a single thing on social media in the last 5 years or before last year. I didn't do Instagram, I didn't do TikTok, I didn't have a Facebook page, I didn't do like YouTube Shorts. All these things can really drastically improve your sales as people get to know you. If you're showing your product in use, like on Instagram Reels, different social media platforms like that, I did not do. And that was a huge mistake because you're basically invisible if you're just selling on Etsy. No one else knows about you unless they go on Etsy. So that was a huge mistake on my part. And I am now just starting to do social media as of like last year. I'm still working on it because it's actually it's a huge endeavor when you're trying to do products and you're like a solo entrepreneur and you're the one doing like the orders and the shipping and all that and adding social media on top of it. So it is a challenge, but I'm using some tools right now, and if they work for me, I'll definitely let you guys know what they are and whether or not they're working for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully it was informative for you if you're just selling on Etsy, or even if you're doing the same mistakes as I did with your titles on your products. So I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next week.